All right, Alico 3. Let's do a PSA bulk order reveal. This one's like 15, 16 months in the making. I think it was shipped off like November 2020. There's some fun stuff in here. I thought the order's gone. I've sifted through some of them, and it looks pretty good. It looks, fairly accurate. Off we go. Bowman's Best Breeze is going to start us off. $2,000 Topps Chrome Rice in an 8 Shine. I'll have to check the sheet on this one. It's downstairs, but I could have swore I had this graded a little higher, but oh well. Here's one of those running back cards that you see in all my videos, but I thought it was numbered somewhere small, but I guess it's not. But Sean Alexander, I don't know. I think a Seahawks or a Bama fan would love this card. It's probably a pop one too. But on card back, I always say he rushed for 100 career rushing, 100 rushing touchdowns. It's not shabby. And we got to bring in the 99 Heisman Trophy winner, Ron Dane. There's his Giants future watch in a 9. Here's Sean. This card goes like 50 raw. I'm going to guess a 9's like 120. 10's about 300 to 450. I'm just throwing out numbers right now. Here's another Sean. That's the SPX. This is tough, You got the chipping there on the front and the back. Nearly every copy's chipped. Some have cooler patches too. This is just a jersey swatch, but there's 2,000 of those. It's kind of a weird design they did with like almost like a black and white image in the face, but I actually like that set. I don't know. I had this as a 10, but it's such a low end card. I'll probably just keep it in the PC. Technically, it's in a 9 holder, but it's got the eye appeal of a 10, so whatever. This is cool. Precious Metal Gems, Culpepper. I got this raw for like $120. I thought that seemed like a good deal for Culpepper. He's not a Hall of Famer or anything like that. But he did have some pretty good years, and I don't know, it's just a neat card. So Precious Metal Gems. It got an 8, which was fair. This medallion didn't do too well, but it's got a little white on the top edge. I think I was pushing for like an 8.5. I don't know if there's any half grades in this order, actually. They don't really use half grades much anymore. Row 1, Grace Jordan. That's cool. I'll probably keep that one. So 98 Showcase Jordan gets a 9. We got this one did well. This will be another keeper. So Topps Chrome Rice 98. That's Moss's rookie year. That one got a 10. Some shine on this puppy. So a 9. Barry Sanders 98 Finest refractor. Getting into some cool cards here. Is this another refractor? Oh no, just base. We got Bowman paper. Ortiz says rookie card. Technically it's second year. His 97 stuff actually says David Arias if you look it up. Here's some chromes. I think there's a couple of these Bowman chromes. So Bowman chrome in a 10, which I don't think it's the toughest set because the card stock's so strong and tough. Here's a 9. They were probably in the same condition. Spin it. There's a 9. This one did good. The Wave of the Future. There it is, David Arias. That's what I was talking about with those cards. This Hot Hands I thought had 10 potential. I don't know what I put on this sheet. I think I put 9.5, 210. So I thought it was very probable 10. It might be worth a crack and just send back in one more time. But it's a clean version of the Hot Hands. So 97 Showcase Hot Hands, which is a pretty sought after insert. We got the Jeter 97 Fleer. Just, broke the box. Mostly, yeah, broke the box and pulled a clean Jeter. Here's the Griffey refractor from 98 Finest. Nice shine on that puppy. So far, I think it's pretty good. A lot of these sets aren't cards you're gonna get a lot of 10s on. They're just tougher. Here's a Russell Wilson. That's flagship. So that one came back at 10. I don't know the value on that. Maybe 150 to 200 or so. Here's a 9. That's a star rookie Roth. Flagship. This might be closer to like 250, 300 now. I know at one point they were probably crazy, like 600, but I think that's more of a reasonable price. This one didn't do as well. Got an 8. I don't think they were that different in condition when I sent them in, though. Ultimate Signatures 275. Phillip Rivers, just a neat card. Didn't do great on that one. I think somebody's gonna love this card though. This one, Palomalu Bowman's Best PSA 10. It's got some shine. It's just a neat looking card. So I'll probably throw this in auction and somebody can jump at it. But I like it. I had this as an 8, so when I have a card screened as an 8, it comes back at 9. I typically sell it. That's just trusted my. I have a lot of experience doing this. Okay, flagship 59. This did shitty. Eight. Carmelo. There's your flagship. This one's screen is a 9+ and it got a 10, so I'll look closer at it, but it's probably got the qualities of a 10, so it most likely was warranted. This is one I thought was an 8. Some of you, like I say in these orders, you got to be honest with yourself. Cards can be overgraded and undergraded in your opinion. Goes both ways. Autographics Carmelo. That haircut's kind of weird. No, I don't think that card has much value, honestly. These City Heights got that Sport Flicks look. They're actually kind of neat, but Sport Flicks was the baseball brand from the 80s. And these both got 9s, so I guess it's a redemption card. I don't know. It says redemption special. There is some dumpster dive junk wax in here too for people that like those cards. I like showing those because every video there's a comment, This is why PSA is so backed up. The Flip Lynch and a 10. This card's cool. Star rookie too. Although I think these are easier to pull. They're not like your classic Star rookies, which were like 6 per hobby box. A little tougher. I thought this had some 10 qualities that might be worth a snap. So X Fractor Cal 250 gets a 9. These have done well. I've sold a couple in auction for over $100 for a Lynch Finest base and a 10. So probably some more heading that way. Here's a 9. This X Fractor didn't do great. It's got a couple issues. So 8, but definitely rather sell an 8 card than a rock card these days. Just so much easier to sell them graded. Some Calvins. These I've done well with the Calvin Bowman Chrome bases at PSA. I know SGC. I was getting a lot of 9.5s, and I feel like the cards were in the same condition as these 10s. So, no, something to think about. This one got a 9. It is a little off center. That one's off center. We got flagships. So some Gore flagships. I feel like we see these in every bolt. One of these I thought was just superb condition, but it's such a low-end card that, I mean, is it even? It's so expensive to grade now. Back in the day when it was $7, you know, I would have just snapped that and resent it in. But now, not really worth it. We got a bunch of these Rogerses. We'll just show them in order. They were pretty good, actually. So, you know, this set's not overly difficult. This 2005 tops. So, you know, I just sent in ones I thought were 9s and had chances at 10s. Here's a 10. So that one got a 10. I think there's another one. One of these I thought was a little, could pass as a 9. They got a 10. So that one's going to be hitting auction. And then there was one more that got a 9. So those were, you know, those were good. I think 9s are 200. 10s are about 650. I seem to struggle with this set, the Star Rookie. I always think I have 9 cards on my hands, and I seem to always get 8s. So I don't know what's up with this set. But this was a clean copy. Thought it was definitely worth it at the time. Here's some dumpster. 95 Fleer, David Robinson. Karl Malone, these 95 Fleer basketballs. There's a bunch of 9s. Those are cards, you know, 25-cent raw cards that you're kind of banking on 10s to pay that fee. SP Manram gets a 9. '94 Flair Jordan in a 9. This is cool. This Kings. This is funny because on my last bulk PSA, somebody said it wouldn't be an Elite Code 3 video without a 19th year Dave Winfield card. And I think his rookie's 74, right? So this would be a 20th year Winfield. So there you go. There's your Winfield. Which, I don't know. I always just thought Dave Winfield was cool. Just because he was such a good athlete. Here's a pack full Jeter. They gave that a 10. Here's a dumpster dive nominee coming up right here. This could be the best one in the whole entire order. But hey, it's got to be a low pop, right? And he's Hall of Famer, I think. So Bruce Matthews, Bowman 93. Things got loose during prep. But watch, I'll throw that in auction and it'll get $40. So I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I thought this was a 10. I wanted to add this to the buried PC. Still probably will. You know, it's Topps Gold 93. It's an awkward photo there with the Malone. So the Malone 93 Fleer. This one didn't do great. 93 Fitness Jordan. I think I was looking more of a 9 on this one. Pippen. This is a $30, $40 card. This Jordan I thought was a 9. It got a 10, so. This is a neat one. I like this image that they use on 93 Topps. Just the two-handed slam. It's simple, but it's a neat card. This Shaq. I've been sending these in. Sending in decent amount of 93 Fleer basketball, and it is somewhat difficult to get 10s because of centering, but not impossible. So here's the Shaq, a 9, and then this Choice Jeter. I don't know what happened, but It doesn't look like an 8 to me. It looks like at least a 9. It's clean, so whatever on that one. Some more dumpster cards. Yeah, I don't know what happened with this one. I have no idea. Just pulled from the factory set, I think, and it was centered up with no issues, but it got an 8. Irvin Johnson. There's the Magic 90 Fleer. I have no idea the value of this. Maybe 60, 70 bucks. There's some Shacks coming up, and these are all from packs, so. The 92 tops. I don't think I pulled a 10 on this one. I don't think I've ever gotten a 10 on this card. From PSA, at least. Just, one was perfect, and so I'll just get the pliers out. I'll have to compare the two because one I thought was like a 10 for sure. And just snap it, and then I'll probably send it to SGC and see what they say. Here's the dumpster. Wilkins 9. I don't know. One's got a little white edging, but the thing is, like, I could pull these 10s out and find an issue with every 10, most likely. Like, could this Shack pass as a 10? Probably. I mean, it's a little white right there. So this is a 10, and oh, there's a little sliver of white in that corner. Nope, it should be a 9. See, I mean, you can find something almost with every 10 and say, oh, that should be a 9. Let's try to do it with this one. That one's tough, but I mean, you can almost say, like, there's a little white dot there. There's a Malone. And then on this one that got a 9, you can flip it around and say, oh, there's a little white on that edge right there. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of going off on a tangent now. 92 Stadium Club. 91 Ultra. Prime time. See, there it is. Top edge. There's a white chip right there. Got a 10. So, just trying to make a point to you guys. Don't get too caught up in the labels, because the 9s and 10, the 9s and the 10s are pretty much interchangeable. Like, look at this one, dead centered. Beautiful card. Could easily pass as a 10. Here's another one. 92 hoops. And this one, second year flagship LeBron, got a 10. I think this card used to be like $900. It's probably a third of that now, but still. All right, next up, tough set. The Beltron. So possibly Hall of Famer. We'll kind of see what happens with that. 95 Fleer Jordan. Here's a Pippin. Those were out of the same box, so yeah, they were probably tweeners. I thought they could have been 10s maybe. I don't think this one though. See that white on the corner? I don't think that deserves a 10 at all. These are Bowman's Best 95s. I don't know the value on these. Probably, I don't know. See, that corner is imperfect. So if that was a 9, then you would say, oh yeah, that corner right there. But oh, it's a 10. So you don't even think about those things. Here's another 10. That one looks better than the last one. So it's just, when I buy 10s, I always get the card in and I look the card over, and then if the card looks, not good enough for a 10, I just sell it. I don't know if anybody else does that. But here's a Man Ram Finest 95. It had good centering. I thought it had a chance, and there's not a ton of value in this card, even in a 10, but it was just kind of more for the collection. And I thought I had a shot. This one as well, 95 Emotion. Kind of an interesting set that they did back then, but 95 Emotion Man Ram. That one got a 10. I think I broke a box of 95 Fleer. There are some cool inserts in there. The cards are somewhat tricky to grade. Sometimes they're stuck together and there's little corner issues, but this Falk looked clean. Score All Stars. I don't think I'll keep this one. I'm not a huge fan of this card. I don't know why. But that one got a 9. And then there's a Kobe rookie from 96 Ultra. That one looks accurately graded. It's kind of rough edges and the corners are imperfect. I wouldn't like to see that one as a 9. 96 Choice. So there's a team set version of this one too, but this is just like the base, I guess. It's a collector's choice. That's probably like at this point $20, $30 card. Row 1 Showcase. That's a rookie actually. So PSA 8. Stadium Club Rookies 1. Kind of an interesting card. That one got a 9. And then Bowman's Best. I don't know the value on this one. I'm just going to throw out a number and just guess. 300 to 400 would be my guess on this. But of course, I'll post prices on a lot of these ones. Not every card, but some that I think are interesting. That would be way too time consuming. It takes long enough to post the prices for like 20 or 30 in an order. I don't know how many I posted in order. It's kind of random. But Kobe in a 10, Bowman's Best. This one was kind of cool. It's probably got a low pop too, but Hall of Fame tackle Orlando Pace lifting up like some sand statue. It's really a weird card. But that one got a 10, and as well as this team leader. So this time last year, the grading got pretty much impossible. I think they were employing a lot of new graders, and 10s were almost shut off on a lot of these sets, but it's definitely changed in the past year. Values have come down a lot too. So here's a 96 Kobe and an 8. Not really the best image. Bowman's Best again. So one of them got a 10. This one got a 9. It's pretty good. I don't know what happened with this one, but 92 Bowman and an 8 on the Pedro. It's hard to get an 8 on this set. It's tough card stock, so it can withstand a lot. And if you look your card over, you should be at least getting a 9 on this. It is a little off center. Back then I was probably shooting for a 9 on that card because values were higher and the fees were so low. It's like the opposite now. Fees are high and the cards are worth half of what they were. So something's got to correct itself. Here's a Mariano. That one got an 8 too. So I don't really know what's going on with those Bowmans. Delgado, that one's slightly off-centered. That's probably a $10 card, though. So, I mean, those three were pretty rough. Okay, this one came from a pack, and it's just, it's just a 10, and it got 9. So, it's just easy to see on this set if you have a 10 or not, because the centering's obvious. You check your surface, check your corners and stuff, and I don't know. That's something to look at. You have a card that's a 10 and you get 9. That's annoying. Same with this one. I mean, these were pack pulled beauties. So, okay. This pet I had as a 10 as well, and it got an 8. So, but on the flip side, there's cards I have as 8s that get 10s sometimes, and a lot of times I have 9s that get 10s. There it is right there. So I probably had those two Pedro's ranked as both 9, so they're probably the same condition, but they got an 8 and a 10, so which is weird. Crime Dog in a 10. That's 92 Fleer. It's kind of a cool photo. Puckett in a 9. I mean, this set's easy. Top to bottom center, and the right to left's obvious, and then again, this is tough card stock. It doesn't really chip much, so you shouldn't have a problem looking over 92 Fleer. Here's a Wakefield I thought was more in the 9+ range. Yeah, these Donruss rookies, I don't know what they're looking at, but they need to get some more experienced eyes on them. Here's an Emmett. It's like a Provisions type of card. It's kind of neat. This Phenoms has a pop of, I think, under 20 in a 10, so it's impossible to get a 10. I think a 10 went for like 700 not too long ago, but you know, it's black card stock. It's kind of tough to pull. It's in the Donruss the Rookies boxes. There's like maybe 10 in the set, I think. And then this Manny I had kind of ranked lower, and it got a 10, so it's just kind of random. But I mean, think of it from PSA's perspective. You're in a time crunch and you're just going through these orders quick. You're not really looking at the cards that close. Just got to look at them quick and jot a grade down. Ed McCaffrey in a 10, that's specific. Here's an Ultra. That's one that I thought was going to get a 10. Go back to this one as well. It's got the center, and I showed this one before, but this is one I thought was a 10 too. This Fleer, so there's that one. And then Elway Ultra 91. Rifleman. It's kind of an interesting card. I think there's a Dominique Wilkins card. Now this is one that's again easy to see if it's centered or not, and this one's centered up great. So it's got all the characteristics of a 10. David Robinson. That's the 1990 Skybox. $1990 Fleer. There's a couple of these ones. So here's one of them. And there's number 2. Can you spot the difference in condition? I don't think there is one. Here's some Jordans. These are 9s usually. Maybe a $30 card at this point. That card is up to like $100. I think it was more. It was like $150 or something. 1990 Skybox in a 9. This was neat. Emmitt Smith's rookie from 90 trade got a 10. Couple more. $91 Fleer, Donnie. Uh, 1990 Upper Deck Griffey. probably like a $75 card now. I think that card was like $300 at one point. It's the Cal League All-Star of Piazza. So he's actually got some 1990s cards from minor leagues. I think he's got one where he's got a mustache or something. So nice 10 on that Piazza. All right, next up. Pulled a lot of these from boxes, so really not the toughest set. The main issue I see with that one's centering, typically left to right, but of course the top to bottom. You want to have a nice, pretty much equal gap. But you see this berry, the red space here and the red space underneath pro set. You want it to be about equal. This one's off. I mean, I'm guessing that's what it was on that one, but I got the junk wax bow. So 89 Donruss. Those are fun breaks. Pretty tough to find a card that's actually in gem mint condition, though. But that adds to the pursuit and the fun of breaking those older junk wax products. Of course, now you can't really grade them, but here's Craig Biggio's 10. That card might only be 30 or 40 bucks at this point. The way cards have decreased so much. Aikman's rookie, $60 card, I'd guess. Maybe a little more. There's some 9s in these. So Brett got a 9 and Schmidt got a 9. These were, just clean pups. So, I thought they definitely had chances at 10s. But whatever happens. Ripken as well was a 9. That one's a little just a tad off center left to right, and they are tough on these older sets a lot of the time. When you compare it to how they grade the newer ultra modern, I see people just going crazy with 10s. Just I think they have a lot more leeway on those newer cards. This one got a 10, so check your spacing, your top to bottom spacing. This one, I wouldn't say this one's perfect. It's better than some of the 9s we saw, but this is a cool image, the Oklahoma State against Nebraska. There's a bunch of these Griffies. Tough to get 10s on these. But honestly, I don't think I had expectation for any of these to be 10s. Back when I sent these in, I think the 9s were, $60 or so. So just to pull a 9, it was good. That one got an 8, and then there's some more. So I would check for those in auction. I've been listing the 9s at $30 in auction, and they get bids almost every time. So I mean, it's a fair price. There's Brett. Some interesting stuff. Playoff prime Sig Clinton Portis. It's out of 95. It's cool little card there. I like that one. This is one that I put the 9.5 because that was what I had it screened at. But it's one that you might think about sending again because it's kind of a fringer. It could definitely be a 10 on a different day, different grader. So I'll put that one aside and just I wouldn't even do stuff like that if the 9 to 10 value disparity wasn't so wide, which to me doesn't make sense. Fleer Premium, that's a tough set. Those black borders. That's the kind of like the Game Gear base. out of 500 Vic and a 9. Got EX. Fantastic image on that card. Here's the Upper Deck Legends. That one's the 750. That one gets a 9. Last one got an 8 crown. So I might pop this one out, send it to Boca, and just see. I think it should be a 9 probably. So crown, LT, but that's why I do pre-grades, and that's why snapping happens sometimes. Game Gear, it's got that red. I mean, it's not the best example. Front's beautiful though. So Game Gear jersey with the RJ, of course, standing for rookie jersey. Rookie watch Vic. See that little white speck on the edge? So to me, that's enough for a card not to be a 10. That takes it down to about mint territory. Here's another one. Let's see what this one's got going on. It's a little white speck. I mean, you see 10s with that all day long. Centering within reason. Centering's just off. I think that one's fair as well. Okay, this is one I'll definitely probably snap out. Tons of experience with this. I've probably handled 50 or 60 of this card in my life. I just think this card chips really easily, and this was a nice example. I think there's a small imperfection on the back, but I thought this one was a 9 all day long. So Vic SPX. This top's got a 10. Let's see if we can find anything that could. There's a little white speck there. Oh. I mean, I'm just joking around, but I'm just saying, most 10s you can find a couple things that you could say, oh, okay, that should be a 9. There are 10s where I look the card over and over, and I just think it looks, pretty much flawless. Here's a 9 on the Topps Breeze. That card's lost a lot. I mean, that card doesn't have a lot of value for how good of a career he had. His cards really don't have a ton of value. Of course, his contenders is very valuable, but this basketball Vic card is kind of strange, but they look good, so I sent it in. This is one I thought was overgraded. I don't know what it was that I saw, but there's something going on with it. Of course, you can't fully see the true condition of a card when it's in the holder. You can't tilt the angles and see all the nuances of the surface and stuff. So that's the X Fractor, and then Pepper's SPX, which this card might be 70 to 100 or so, but Pepper's SPX 02. It's a pretty cool card, actually. '16 stuff. I think there's a bunch of Derrick Henry Donrusses in here that will fly through. Light blue prism, Derrick Henry. This one got a 10. This Tatis Chrome. This is a huge card in a 10. I think it's $600 or 500, 600. I know this card was pushing close to 1,000 at one point, which to me is nuts. I mean, this is just a base chrome card. It's not rare. It's not overly difficult to grade. And just people paying those prices for cards like that, I don't really know what to say about that. So this is an example of what I talk about on the channel. Sometimes when you send the same card in and they're all in like similar condition, and I mean maybe these all deserve 10s. I don't know. I'm sure you could find some imperfections on some of them for sure, but this is the Derrick Henry Donruss rated rookie. I think they gave him all 10s. So Not really sure the value, but bunch of 10s on those Henrys, so probably keep one and put the rest in auction over the next, few months. Carson Wentz. Optic, I don't really see a good hobby future for him playing for the Commanders, and just the way things have gone, I just don't really see it. Silver, of course, this silver is a base, just like 2017. So Derrick Henry, I think there's a couple 9s on this one. So Judgy, that's just I don't know why this card. This is kind of a dumpster dive card. But Judge debut 15 snuck in. I mean, obviously I thought it was a 10. I wouldn't have sent it. Flagship Russell. That's the base version. This is one I thought was a fringer. Just overall clean card. Probably try again on this one. So purple scope. (2012) Topps Chrome. We got an 8. Maybe something on the surface. $19.90. Griffey the 9 and the Donruss. I actually love this card. You can get $60. $60 in a 10, I think now. It's a good deal. This is tough. I mean, I don't know if it's easier out of the factory sets because all I've done is the wax packs, but that set is tough. I'd say that's tougher than 89 for me. Craig Biggio, Upper Deck. He didn't get the star rookie little label there because he wasn't probably as highly touted as some of the other guys. But Biggio's 89 Upper Deck rookie. I'm sure an Astros fan would love that card. Let me move these over to the side. But Larry Bird, 1990 Fleer. That's an interesting card. Maybe $40. Update 1, Classic Travel. This one, I think I got this out of a factory set. I bought like 5 factory sets and broke a couple. I might still have some of those, but this one came out looking pretty good. Score traded. These were pulled from the factory sets, and that's probably one of the easier sets from the older eras. This Score's got that tougher cardstock, and you can't really chip it. I mean, you can ding this, but it's got a little black there on the top right there. There's some Fleers, too. Fleers, I typically get 9s on these Fleers when I send them in. So there's a 9 and there's an 8. That one got dinged by PSA. It's got that patented little ding, like, just it happens. It's hard to be perfect when you handle this many cards, so I understand that. Wade Boggs Upper Deck, I mean, it was centered up. Just looked great. Thought it was a 10. It's another 8 on the Fleers, so the Fleers didn't go too well. And that's probably $20 card maybe. I like to joke about this set because no matter what I send in, I always get 9s on this card. And but I mean, that one's a little off top to bottom. I was on Bench Clear Media Ties doing an interview last winter. And I was talking about this card. I don't know why. But just tough. Score traded. Here's some 9s on the traded. And these 9s and 10s were all basically the same condition. So it's just rolling the dice to see what you get. Baseball's best. This can be kind of tricky, but it's definitely not one of the tougher sets from this year. This one looks really good. That one got a 9. I'll have to check what I had for that pre. This will be the last box of the order. Barry score. I had this screen as a 9+, so you know it's probably got lots of 10 qualities, but I don't think it's centered good enough. So that one will probably get. Whoops! I'll probably throw that in auction. Just curious. I think they do about 12 or 1300. This one looked better. I probably had this screen at like around a 10, so I'll probably keep this one. But I mean, this is awesome to be able to pull these from factory sets and send them in and get 10s. Oh, this rice, I had it rated a little higher, but I don't know if these little, see how the jaggedness on that top edge is kind of off. That might be something that I didn't look at close enough. But Rice is rookie and a 7, and that set's absolutely impossible. That's the toughest set I've ever tried to grade, is 86 tops. Update Jackson. I think I was hunting for the Maddox rookie, and I pulled a Reggie Jackson that looked really good. This was probably in the same set, but McGuire, that one looks really good too. Right there. Small imperfection on that bottom edge, so yeah, that's fair. It's always nice when you get a 9 just to see something that could, you know. See that white? Okay, so something to note on these. The factory set versions are a lot easier to find centered and in good condition, and the pack pulled ones are way tougher. I've noticed some experience. So when you flip the card over, if the number's right top right, then it's a pack pulled. If the number is down there, it's factory. So just a cool tidbit of information that I learned over time, and here's an example right here. See the difference? This is the same set. That's 87 downrest. This is a factory, and that's a pack pulled. So this Donnie Baseball, a 10 pack pulled card from this is really, really tough. So I mean, I would definitely keep this Donnie. And then this Bonds factory. And sometimes on the factories, since they're wrapped in that cellophane, like, I don't know, 50 cards in each one, the corners are almost not pushed in, but they're like not as sharp as from the pack. So here's the Bonds in a 9 and a 10. I don't think I thought that one was a 10, so I'll probably sell that one. Niners connection. It's kind of a neat card. It just looked great. Rice Montana, Derek Thomas score, always a fun one to send in when I think it's like a 9 or a 9+. That one's got a little white there. I guess there's another Barry Pro set. Chris Carter score. This was marked as a 9. It got a 10, so I don't know. That one looks great. So, I don't know. Factory sets that haven't been, you know, sifted through and thrown around. It's kind of hard to find them, but when you do find them, you can hit pay dirt. Rice score base gets a 9. I think these are all 9s too. So, and there's a ton of 9s of this card out there, so I think the value is only like $125. But some 9s on Barry, and then close out order with tops 85 McGuire. Cool card to close with. Great copy. It is somewhat of a stretch or tough to get 9s on this card. 10s are impossible, but 9s are doable. Most of the time I get 8s when I send that card in, though. So, nice way to close it with the solid Maguire 9. And that's it, guys. I thought that order was good. Better than a lot of the junk wax ones I've had in the past. Probably not the best, but solid nonetheless.